Hi, my name is Yasu, and I live in Japan. And today I wanna talk about my updates on my condition with a male menopause, which is low testosterone deficiency syndrome that I was actually dealing with since I think it's July 2023. And there's a update since this February 2025. So the conclusion of this video is basically I got cured based on the latest blood test and everything. I no longer suffer from the malemenopause, low testosterone syndrome, which is very surprising because all of the results in my blood test from the one that I did in April 2025 really shows that I'm very healthy, but I don't feel that way. Especially, I didn't feel that way in April because I think it's because I was really suffering from the withdrawal symptoms from Effexor. Yeah, Effexor. Because I stopped taking completely after I took it for like nearly 1 year and 9 months, and I reduced the amount very gradually and very carefully. I spent 1 year to reduce it. So based on how long it took for me to reduce it, then I should be able to okay with the situations when I stopped taking Effexor completely, but I was really wrong. I was very sensitive. My whole body was very sensitive and is still suffering, sensitive to the absence of Effexor in my system. So in April, that's the month that I took the latest blood test on my male menopause situations. So that's why like I didn't feel myself. I really felt so worse and everything, but my blood test says that I'm no longer suffering from the male menopause. So the reason that why I took another test is because when I went to see my doctor and then get my blood tested, and it came out that my testosterone level actually got lowered compared to the one that I did in 2024 November. It was quite shocking, and I just didn't know what else to do. And I was talking about how confused I was in my on my one of the videos, and then the person who gave me a comment a long time ago about if I tested my prolactin, hold on, yeah, prolactin. I was remember it. I remembered that I told the person in reply that, oh, thank you for the informations. I didn't know about the prolactin. I should have get it checked. I'm going to do so. But back then, I was really suffering from the depressions episodes and sleep issues, as well as just so confused about my testosterone situations, and then my body felt so heavy and I couldn't really think clearly. So I just didn't do anything. I believe the same person gave me the answer that did you actually check your prolactin level? And I told the person in reply that, oh, I'm sorry, I haven't done that yet. And because of that person, it reminded me about prolactin. So I went to see another urologist, and then I have actually checked entire my body, and then like my brain and hormone levels and everything. is a very comprehensive one. And then it turns out that including prolactin level, everything is actually fine. Even testosterone level in my blood system is like 15 something, which is actually getting into a healthy range. So that another doctor was telling me that yeah, you provided me your past results and everything, but this is your latest condition based on your blood test and everything is fine. I got so confused. And when I told the doctors that, but I don't feel well. And then the doctor asked me like, what kind of daily or like weekly routine do I do? Do I exercise regularly and so on? And my answer is of course like yes, I actually have I work out at least twice a week with my personal trainer. And on top of that, I do CrossFit, which I got injured here. When I told my doctor, the doctor was like, so that means you're really healthy. And it didn't really make sense in my head at first. So I was telling the doctor that, but I don't feel healthy. But the doctor pointed out that, but you are very physically active. Those people who really suffer from malemenopause, low testosterone syndrome, it's so much harder for them to even move their bodies. And based on your past results and everything, when you first diagnosed as a male menopause and everything, I don't think you were able to participate in those kind of physical activities at all. And it really hit me that that was actually true. So comparing that level, like almost 2 years ago, and then what I do right now, are very different. So the physical ability, the energy level, all just really restored. Yet I still didn't feel healthy because I was very suffering from the withdrawal symptoms that makes me feel that I was very unhealthy. So at that moment, I got so confused, but at the same time, there is an objective data and the objective facts that I work intensively and regularly. And then there is a subjective feeling about me feeling that I'm not healthy. And as much I want to rely on my feeling, I couldn't argue with all of the objective facts. So this is really it. I'm no longer suffer from the low testosterone syndrome. And I don't know if I can say it, but like I am basically healed or like cured, even though I don't feel like it. That sounds very weird, but that's just how I feel. And in contrast to how I have been dealing with my depressions, antidepressant, and also like the sleeping issues and taking sleeping pills, those little adjustments and how my body and brain has reacted to it and how I have adjusted, just keep doing the PDCA cycle. Unlike that, I basically didn't know what I was doing with the malemenopause, the low testosterone syndrome, because all of the treatment really didn't work out. That's why I just simply ended up stopped taking the testosterone injections because it really didn't improve. And then in this country, there are two options if you're diagnosed as a malemenopause or low testosterone syndrome. The primary care is basically the injection. But after 9 months or 10 months, if there is not much improvements, then patients are supposed to stop it, which I did. And after that, another option is basically taking the Chinese herb, Chinese medicine. And I don't mean to say anything negative about Chinese medicines. However, I don't think it can really change my conditions significantly. Or maybe it did, I'm not sure. So, unlike antidepressant or like sleeping pill, I really don't know what I have done right to get myself better in terms of the male menopause and then low testosterone syndrome, which puts me in a very weird situations of feelings. Or maybe like human bodies and brains are like too complex to understand. So I just don't know how I was able to get better this much. But I am physically very active now. Like I even got injured because of the CrossFit and everything. I think I got bigger and then I have more muscles and everything. My energy level is a lot higher. The libido thing is a bit weird. It's probably because visual symptoms from the effector is taking toll on me still. But more or less, if I compare myself to 2 years ago, then yeah, probably I can say that I am more sexually active as well. So putting it that way, yeah, I got better. And I'm making this face because I myself confused about everything still. But I don't see my urologist anymore because based on the test results, I'm not suffering from it. So of course they don't accept me, and I have no reason to visit my doctor. And I just didn't know what what I have done, which part was the right one or not. I'm not sure. I'm so confused. Yeah, わかんないですね。So one less things to worry about in my life, and it's really something. How do I put this way? I don't know. Probably one thing that I might be able to conclude from things that I have been going through is pay attention to energy level. In my case, it's a bit messed up because I had a major surgery, cut here, like cut this part of my face and everything like 20 centimeter to remove the tumors. I was hospitalized, underwent through the surgeries and everything. It really affected me, I think, in so many different kind of ways. So that even before that and after, my lifestyle has been really completely different. So I don't even remember when I lost my energy level. All I can think of is after the surgery. But all the people who goes through a major surgeries, of course their health is affected. Of course people lose energy level. So yeah, even speaking right now, I don't make sense. I don't even know how to make sense. I think that's really the conclusions. But I'm not suffering from the malemenopause or like low testosterone syndromes anymore. So I guess I'm healthy then, even though I don't feel that much though. So weird. I always thought that when I make a video, either I try this one, it works that way, or it doesn't work that way. And then if I keep trying, then eventually I'm gonna find a way to get better, which I think that's what's happening with my depression and also like the sleep issues and also this tumor thing. But in terms of the male menopause and the low testosterone syndrome, in the end, I didn't even know how I get myself better this level, or how everything even started from the beginning. That makes me feel very uncomfortable and weird because if same thing happens to me again, I wouldn't know what to do, even though everything that I have gone through. But one thing, if I actually suffer from that again, then I will make sure that I'm gonna check my testosterone level as well as prolactin level for sure, because I just didn't know checking the prolactin level was really essential. My second doctor was actually telling me that it was supposed to be tested. So, but I told the doctors that like, you have my all the results. There is no section for prolactin. And then the doctor was like, yeah, that's so weird. So I only wish that my first doctor tested my prolactin level when I first went to see the first doctor. So at least I'm gonna have a little bit more data to kind of figure out what was actually happening from there to what it is right now. But one thing that I can say is that the blood test that I did initially, that was before I started to take in Effexor. So that test, the first initial blood test to be diagnosed as male menopause, it was not affected by Effexor at all. Yet still, the testosterone level was so low. So obviously, it has nothing to do with Effexor. However, going through all of those treatments, yet my body didn't react to it well. I suppose it might have something to do with Effexor if Effexor affects prolactin level, because getting injection is pushing my body to have more testosterone, but also me taking Effexor is affecting prolactin level. Then basically my body should be more confusing because I'm trying to get in testosterone to get better from the low testosterone deficiency. However, also I'm taking the Effexor, which is going to affect the testosterone level or prolactin level, which is going to lead to ultimately the testosterone level anyway. I think maybe that is why, or that could be why the treatment did not work in a way that it's supposed to be. Possibly though, but still, according to the doctor, the injection is only like the 70% or 60% of success rate anyway. So 30% or 40% of the patients wouldn't respond to the treatment anyway. So I might be wrong. Those are assumptions because it's all because I didn't check my prolactin level the first time before I started taking Effexor, and then I didn't check my prolactin level while I was taking Effexor. Only data that I have for my prolactin level is after I stopped taking Effexor. Yeah. But for now, I'm healthy. At least so that's what the data says. So I should be grateful, I guess. I'm not sure. I'm a little bit confused. But in terms of the malemenopause and then the testosterone level stuff, I think this is the last video that I am making because I don't see my doctors anymore. And hopefully I wouldn't have to go to see my doctors ever again. So let's hope, I'm hoping that this video is the last video for my malemenopause things. The only thing is, I keep saying the same thing, which is that I only wish that I could have some sort of the correlation, or I did this, that's why my body reacted to this way, and that's why I got better. I just really wish that I had that, but unfortunately in my case, I don't have anything. So there is nothing for me to share, but yeah. But one thing, if you feel like you don't feel that much energy, you have some issues with energy level and everything, and if you happen to live in Japan, please go to see a urologist, and then please make sure to check your testosterone level as well as prolactin level to begin with, so that you don't have to, you don't make the same mistakes that I did. そんな感じですかね。はい。That's all. Bye bye.